Discuss the outlook for the semiconductor unit nod with Kaynes Technology. Jairam Sampath is the whole-time director and CFO, now joining us on the show. Thanks so much for taking the time out. Given that the street has been awaiting that approval of with respect to the semiconductor unit, there has been a delay. We understand that you've still not received it. What is the reason, or any sort of a timeline that you can give?
Yeah, firstly, what happened yesterday was very encouraging, and I think that's signified the start of the process in India for approving this very important high-tech industry. And we are at the final stage of approval, and we are pretty confident it should happen now, anytime now. And so yesterday, by announcing, I think government has taken a very bold step. The 3 projects, not one. So obviously, they have stated their intent, and we are very glad that it has started off this entire approval process and so on. We are very confident that in a few days' time, we should also get our approvals. Then it's in the final stages.
The fact that you've not received approval, is that something which is a pushback for you?
Not really. Actually, the government process is pretty long, even though as much as people would like to see the approvals quickly. It takes a long time because they have a technical approval, they have financial approval. They also want to make sure that companies which invest are able to make good of the investment even post the subsidy regime and so on. And we are very happy that in this entire process, the government agencies have almost acted like our advisors and consultants and mentors, actually, to make sure that every step of the way we make the right choices and decisions. And I think this is the minimum time it takes to push through any large project. And these are more directional in nature, and the government wants to ensure that once India is in the march towards making capacities in this area, we become a country with state of the art and so on. So we are pretty confident. And in fact, it's positive because internally, most of the approvals are done from what we understand. And now we await the final nod. There are lots of projects that government considers. So we are okay with waiting for a bit. But I think a few days is what we have to do.
Okay. The plan to expand in the semiconductor business, will that be part of Kaynes Technologies, or that's a separate subsidiary?
Yeah, it is part of the Kaynes Technology Group. It's in the separate subsidiary called Kaynes Semicon Private Limited. And so this is part of our endeavor to become a completely integrated EMS player. And this is part of our long-range planning. So what we have taken steps today is with a view of about 5 to 10 years henceforth the market conditions and the technology changes, etc. So we're kind of getting ready to be a global player. And we believe that there's a first mover advantage for a company like EMS to have ability in the OSAT area so that we can make modules and all other advanced packaging, which becomes critical for even EMS players in the future. So I'm happy to tell you that we are one of the first actually in the global industry to have considered the trioka of just not the assembly, but also the semiconductor assembly as well as the high-density interconnection PC boards. And we think that this will yield results in some 5 to 10 years' time from now directly. And and also with government's environment being very conducive, so we thought that this is the time to take those steps.
So the semiconductor business would be at an arm's length, and the Kaynes Technology listed entity has got nothing to do with it. Can I infer that?
No. The investment is from Kaynes Technology. We recently had a qualified institutional placement. And this is very much part of our, they say only thing is why we create subsidiaries is to give it leadership. And, so we will have a different CEO because culturally businesses that our company encompasses are a little different. So we want to give independent, policy making and independent decision-making to those entities. And that's why we have created a Kaynes Semicon Private Limited, 100% owned subsidiary of our parent company, Kaynes Technology. And this entire thing is a part of Kaynes Technology's plan.
My next question is, the semiconductor business requires a lot of upfront cash. It's a business which will take at least 3 to 4 years, if not less, to start generating returns, which means that you are actually shifting away from your DNA. I mean, you are essentially an EMS company moving into chips. It's great natural backward integration, but this will be coming at a cost which will be big. this will be coming at a time when your return ratios will take a hit on a combined basis. Are you prepared for this?
Yeah, so when we take such large steps, I mean, large steps for companies like us, obviously large step not from the global scale perspective. So, and these are proven steps. People have done it in the past in the other countries. So it is a matter of doing it in India, and with a very conducive environment from the government in terms of policy making subsidies, we can definitely pull it off. We have done the math in terms of financials, and from day one, we've been considering that this project takes about 2 years to establish, and then thereafter, there is a gradation of capacity utilization that happen, and so on. So we've been very conservative in our forecasts, and whatever forecast we give for the company is inclusive, or probably keeping in mind that there will be initial, let's say, non-performance from some of these assets that we put it. And so 2 years time we have given for the project, and we are pretty confident to pull it off. And we have done we have 3 collaborations too, technical collaborations. So it's probably one of the best in the industry, both Malaysia, Taiwan, and Japan. And we are processing our, let's say, plans for the sake of the long term. So not just the initial packaging oversight, but also the advanced packaging and compound semiconductors, etc. That's also, so that's why we've kind of taken a little longer time than probably other players, but we are there. And as far as the approval status in the government is concerned, we are in the penultimate stage, and we look forward to that. There are no more details to be given from the company's side.
Okay, great to then have you on the show, Mr. Jairam. Thank you so much for taking the time out.
Thank you.